Hello everyone, welcome to the magical world of Photoshop. It's been a while, so briefly, like I always do, I am here to actually make design look simple for you. Alright, and today I am going to be walking you through a recent piece I created quite recently. Right, I'm going to basically be breaking down the design for you and actually showing you what I actually did to achieve what I achieved for the specific clients that I worked for. Alright, so with that being said, I'll quickly load up the project so that you can have a look at it. Right, so this is a particular project right here. This was the main billboard, right? And right here, zooming in, these are the tickets. It's sort of like a comedy show, not sort of, actually a comedy show, right? So the tickets that were designed, these were the online flyers that went out as well, right? So basically, I'm going to be walking you through how I was able to achieve this kind of look, specifically required by clients, right? And as usual, I was able to deliver 100%, right? I'm going to briefly show you what I did and how I did it, and I'm going to walk you through just the important things you actually need to know. I'm going to be skipping some parts that I feel everyone actually should know, right? But if there's any part that I skip and you actually don't have an idea of how I did it, you can always bring it back to my notice in the comment section, and I can do well to create time to make a short about it, a YouTube short about it, right? So that being said, let's jump right into what we have. All right, so now we have a new artboard, right? So next thing I'm going to do is to simply bring in our elements one after the other. First thing I'm going to do is to click and drag this into Photoshop, and then I am just going to scale up just like so, and I'm going to bring this down, hit enter. So I'm going to be using this to sort of give you like an idea or a follow through of what is is to be done or what is to be expected, right? So I'm going to go back to my new file. I'm going to go back to my file manager. I'm going to click and drag this into Photoshop as well. And then I'm going to scale this up like this. And then I am simply going to go to my blend mode and turn it to screen. And that was how I was able to achieve the background that you see right here, right? So moving on, we're making progress. Right, so next thing I began to do was to begin to work on the artist itself, right? Basically the artist needed a scenario whereby it seemed like he was wearing a Joker suit and holding a Joker mask, right? So that was the concept the comedian had in mind, right? So and I'm going to quickly show you how that was achieved, right? So first thing I'm going to do is to obviously bring up Media's picture, right? And then I'm going to reduce it like so, right? And then next thing I'm going to do is to simply what I actually need is just his face, right? Nothing more than that actually, right? So I'm going to hit the pen tool. I'm going to ensure that the path is selected and not in a shape, right? And then I'm just going to do something like this, Of course, I don't want any part of the body to show, just the neck, right? It sounded weird when I said just the neck. Oh god. Alright, so I'm just going to do a rough selection because obviously the image is cut out of its background, and actually did that using Photo Room. Yes, you can still use Photo Room on your laptop. Alright, for those of you who have Photoshop that lags, or your pen tool or your objects remover tool isn't working properly, let's say probably you have a 4 gig RAM laptop, stuff like that, need a heavy RAM to sort of run properly. So for one, I still use Photoroom, although I use a 16 gig RAM laptop, but then I just prefer it's sort of easy, makes the job cleaner. Based on it's an AI based website, so it doesn't make everything actually easy. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is to create or add a layer mask by clicking on that, and we just have the head, right? Alright, so next thing I am going to do, right, still keeping the head there, I'm going to go over to the Joker suit, and just like so, and then I'm zooming. Oh, that's too much. So it was sort of like a lot of work though, but not really a work that much, not really a lot that much, right? But it was sort of a lot as well. I really don't know. Okay. I'll reduce this and then try to fix this up with alright, so what I'll do next is to let me make this bigger a bit. So like I said in my previous tutorials, photo manipulation is you trying to convince anyone who gets to see your design that, oh, these are actually one piece, right? That is the idea behind photo manipulation. So going back to the head, which is this one right here, right, I'm going to simply come back to my layer mask. I'm going to hit B on my keyboard. I'm going to reduce the brush, and then I want to sort of bring back some part of the skin, right? As you can see right here, right? So we have that cover up. Now for this, the head still on the head, right? Let's fix that because it's looking bent. And I recall while I was working on this, I tilted the head a bit, right? Just so it matches, right? And there we have that. So, and then the suit, we're going to make a very quick adjustment, just like that. All right, so this still looks weird, right? So next thing I did, right, was to fix this place right here, right? And of course, we all know when you put on a collar shirt, right, and you take a picture with it, there's this sort of shadow in between your neck, right, just around this place and all of that. So we're going to try and fix that, right? So I'm going to come here to create a new layer. I'm going to hit B on my keyboard to pick the brush tool, have my foreground color on black, then make sure that the hardness is at 0%. So I'm simply going to do is to paint like this. Is that correct? Okay, sorry. So you should paint like this. And do the same thing for this place right here. Oh, that's too much. That came out. Alright, so touch. Then this place as well. Make this bigger, bring down a bit, touch. Alright. So I can also pick the eraser tool to fix up some places that were overly done, right? And then we have this. So going back to the main design, as you can see, I had to flip the person's head, right? So quickly going to do that, I'm going to select any of the anchor points. Oops, Z. going to right click and I'm going to flip horizontal, just like so, and then sorry, now we have this. All right, so seems better now, right? Yeah, seems better now. So I'm going to zoom in, then I'm going to align the head properly with what I already have right here, right? And then you can actually still notice that, you know, that piece is off. So I'll go to my layer mask, pick the brush to, and then fill up that spot. All right, and so I can zoom out just like this, right? Then next thing I'm going to do is to now bring up Joker mask. So I'll go back to where I had those resource files, right? And then bring up the Joker mask to Photoshop. And the next thing I'm going to do is to simply my pencil hit P on my keyboard, and then I'm going to carve out the Joker mask. Yes. So now we have just the mask and the hands. So I'm going to simply just you know, bring that down just like so, and I'm going to scale it up to sort of look like he is removing the mask from his face, right? Just like this, just like this. All right, so basically, right, that was what the comedian wanted, right? So make it seem like he's holding the Joker mask, and then he's removing it from his face, you understand, right? So I had to be creative with it to get the results that I wanted. All right, so you know, now back to our file, right? Make this, place this here, and we have this, right? So next thing I did, now if you can come to look at this suit, right, I forgot to mention, you can see I have a hue and saturation adjustment layer on it. Now that's because I wanted everything to be blended, you understand? So that's why I you know, had that added there. So for the mask, I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to simply hit Ctrl U, and then this window will pop up. I'm going to just tweak or come to the yellow and then tweak it to have something that matches with this yellow right here. All right, this is good. And then as you can see, the adjustment layer pops up underneath the layer itself, right? Just like so. You can collapse that. You can collapse this as well, right? So the next thing I will do, well, basically already, you know, close to the end of this tutorial. Like I said, it's not going to be long. All right, so the next thing I will do is to also come to this face right here, Ctrl Hue to create a hue and saturation. I'm going to red because most of the colors in our faces are mostly reds and yellows, right? So I'll go to the red, and then I'm just going to play around with the hue on the red to have this kind of much more natural look on the face, right? As you can see, this was the before, it wasn't really aligning, and this is the after, right? So all this being done, next thing I'm going to do is to simply group everything here and Ctrl G. I'm going to simply rename this as Boyo, which is the name of the comedian actually. Right, so now after this has been done, next thing I'm going to do is to create a layer mask. Then I'm going to pick the brush tool. I'm going to make this bigger by hitting the close bracket on my keyboard. Then I'm simply going to, simply going to brush, just like so, just like so. Just like that. And then with this simple effect, right, before it actually wasn't making sense, right, but with this simple effect, it now looks as if this particular comedian is holding the mask, right? And that's what I wanted to achieve, right? So simply going to take everything, then place it like this. And then next thing I'm going to do is to bring in other elements. As you can see, everything else are pretty much basic, right? Just like so. All right, so basically do it to like, do it to follow, do it to share, do it to subscribe. Welcome new subscribers, and for subscribers who has been with me, thank you for always being around. Thank you for sharing my content as well, right? It really helps the channel to grow, and it really also helps other persons to know how to create amazing designs, either using their laptop or using their smartphones, right? So do well to practice, do it to follow through, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.